Well, hi there, folks. This is Zero's Mighty Jester. Thanks for checking out my video. Once again, we are here at Scenario 14. This is 88 at Zon. We are started turn number 4. And let me tell you, turn number 3, as I mentioned at the beginning of that video, was going to be an ultra important turn. Usually the first couple turns, you're evaluating the enemies, finding weak spots, moving your units up. And now that turn 3 has arrived, they got to engage the units in full combat. And boy, we had quite an interesting thing. We had berserkers being created, we had heroes being created, we had fanatics being created, 88 millimeters shooting at everyone, crews getting killed. It was an amazing, amazing turn. In fact, everything that we just simulated in game number or turn number 3 here, I'm going to show you basically what these counters represented and what they did for us here. Here we go.
Hang on, Virgo.
Let's start that again just to make sure.
Hang on, Virgo.
Here comes our hero.
I'm taking over.
Sir, most of the company is spread out here. First platoon tried an end around, but they're stretched out. They're pinned down by a sniper. I believe he's in the building with the caved-in roof.
All right, I want mortars and grenade launchers on that building till it's gone. When it's gone, I want first to go straight in. Forget going around. Everybody else follow me?
Yes, sir.
Thank God.
Sergeant Alley!
Got it, Sarge! Okay, first platoon, move out! Move out!
On your feet, second platoon! Move out! Get on your goddamn feet! Come on! Fire! Come on, move out!
Fire!
Come on!
Hey, you get over here! What do you see, Lieutenant?
Armored infantry! A lot of infantry!
They're supposed to be on the other side of the town. You see the sign of them?
No!
Radio, anything?
No, sir! Sir, I think they're gonna pull back. If we don't connect with I, they're gonna slip away!
That's right, wait here! What the hell? Oh, Dixie, back here!
At first, the Germans didn't shoot at it. I think they couldn't quite believe what they were seeing. But that wasn't the really astounding thing. The astounding thing was that after he hooked up with I Company, he came back.
So yeah, a lot of times we actually forget that these counters represent actual units, actual men, actual situations that are going on in the battlefield. And I just happened to think about all the things that we saw, and I happened to see that video clip, and I thought, wow, that would be perfect for what just happened. All right, so a couple things of note what happened last turn. Number one, this Berserker unit, I missed it, but Berserk units never break. Ever, they don't break. They casually reduce if they fail a morale check. So this unit should have, I believe what had happened was, come on, get back on there. He moved here, he got here, broke, and what should have happened was he then should have went into the hex with that 88 and the crew there. At that point, he shouldn't have rounded and become broken. So what I'm going to do is we are we're going to remove their just berserk status. We'll just assume that they when they fell back that they lost their berserk status. I don't think it's going to matter one way or the other. I think the Germans are in a world of hurt here at this point. I don't think they can do anything to stop the Americans from winning this scenario, but you just never know. We have a couple units here. One of them's broken, and we got a couple units in the leader there that are under concealment still. So they have a possibility of actually doing something. I guess we should move those guys up top above the concealment counter. Looks like, yeah, I believe the leader and the squad are concealed. And we have broken unit here. They got a broken unit here and a leader. They have a broken unit here. They do have a couple squads. They have a broken unit here. So in this, they get, and the Americans have a couple units up there. So it depends what happens in the rally phase. Who rallies, who doesn't rally, might determine the outcome in this scenario. But the Germans don't have a lot left to keep the advance off, and the Americans only need to get, again, if they were to get this stack off, that would be a 9-2 leader and a full squad. A 9-2 leader is 3 points. A full squad is 2 points. That's 5 points. They only need 7 points to win the scenario. It is only turn number 4, so they have a couple more turns to get some more squads up here. But we are getting ahead of ourselves, so let's step back a second here and go to the rally phase and see what happens. So the American player has a couple rallies here. Self-rally has to be the first one. So they're going to try and self-rally this unit right here that lost their berserk status. Oh, there was one other thing that I did incorrectly here. CX unit. So he was originally here. I CX'd him and moved him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then he advanced up here. CX units can't advance when they have to spend all their movement points. So they would spend 4 movement points to move up the hill into this building. CX unit can't do that. So you would have to CX yourself to move up there. So you can't be CX to do that. So improperly done that. So just keep that in mind. I'm not going to undo that just because I don't think it's going to make that big a difference. But I remember your units here. So if it was here, 1, 2, 3, 4 movement factors, and then advance up the hill, and then they would get CX like that. If you're already CX, you can't do what we did there. And I think these were the only things we did wrong from the last episode. So let's get to some rallies. So 8 is his rally, self-rally, so that is a +1 on the dice roll, -1 because he's in a building. He rolls an 8. So he rallies. So he's no longer broken. Let's see. Just want to make sure. Yeah, it's an 8 on the back. Okay. +1, -1 is 8. Yep, so he rallies. All right, so now, let's see. We have this leader here who's an 8. Self-rallying, +1, -1 for the building. So leaderless. He rolls a 3. The leader comes back. He is rallied. He can now apply his leadership bonus to this unit here. That unit's an 8. -1 for the leader. -1 for the building. +1. Nope. So it's -1 to the dice roll. -2 to the dice roll. So he rallies as well. There we go. So these units are back in the fold. And I think that is all of the American units. German units. Rallying attempts. Let's see. This guy here does have a leader who can rally him. This leader will rally him, which will unconceal him. And that was going to be a 7. Leader gives him no bonus. -1 for the building to the dice roll. So that unit actually rallies, so that's good for the Germans. He's actually got a light machine gun there. And we have one squad that's still concealed, one squad that's not with the leader. This guy is a leader, so he can try to rally himself. He's an 8. He rolls a 9, so he does not. Oh, I almost forgot the +4. So he did not rally himself. This unit here is going to be 8, +4 for the DM counter. And he does not rally, which means he cannot help his friend rally. This guy does not have a leader in his hex. This guy does not have a leader in his hex. So all of the DM counters should be gone, which they are. Great. Okay, so that is rally phase. Prep fire. Prep fire. All right, what are we going to do here? What are we going to do? We don't need to do much prep firing in this situation, I don't believe. He'd be better off just taking his units and moving them. Oh boy. He's only got a unit there and a unit there. If he gets the rest of these guys, if they break, they're in big trouble. Alright, so there is one other gun out there the American player knows that could be a problem. So we've only come across one hidden AA gun. There's another one out there somewhere. So he does have to think about that. But I don't think he's... So in prep fire, you should always pretty much prep fire those units that are not going to move. Oh, that pin counter can go away. And this can go away because we don't have a crew on that anymore. Does he want to take a shot at these guys? Are they probably... I was going to say he could probably move, but no matter where he moves to, he's going to get shot at. Are they actually in a building? They are in a building. Alright, they will prep fire, because I don't think moving them is very good. So it's going to be 7 firepower for the elite squad, 1 firepower for the hero. That's going to give them 8 firepower. They're going to be shooting at this stone building, which is +3, but the hero gives them a -1, so it's only a +2. So +2 to the dice roll. I rolled a 9. 11 on the 8 column is probably not going to do anything. It's not. All right. Well, they had to. Is this guy going to move? Probably, because being CX'd, he's going to add +1 to the dice roll, +3 for the building there. Sure, he will move as well. Let's see, this guy here. Now they're going to move. They want to re-break these counters, and then they can prep fire, or they can advance fire, re-DM these guys. These guys know what they're going to do, and these guys probably should move as well. All right, so everybody else is going to move, so that was pretty easy prep fire. The movement phase, this is going to be ultra important to get this right. So, well, let's start right off with the tricky one. This unit here, this elite unit that's on top, they are Let me think. Hmm. Yep, he is just going to. I'm just trying to think of the best way to do this. The question is, does he? No, I don't think he wants the CX. Yep, this unit here, this elite unit on top, is going to try and throw smoke into the M6 right here, into this hex. That's going to help him quite. Actually, do I want to do that? Yes, he does. All right, so 1, 2, or 3. Rolls a 5, so does not get smoke. And he will be done because he didn't come out. So that unit is, oops, he's done with his movement there, even though he didn't go anywhere. All right, so now this elite unit is going to activate, and he's going to try and throw smoke into M6. Wow, that's rather disappointing. He has to immediately end his movement phase by rolling a 6. So he gets to do nothing as well. Huh. All right. The American player is going to assault move these units here. So opportunity fire if they want, defensive fire, assault move. I did move out in the open, so there's the only advantage would be to prevent anybody else from going in there by leaving residual, but at this point, nobody else is. These guys have already moved, so they're not going to be able to do anything. So yeah, they're just gonna. They're not going to take their shot, which is rather disappointing for these guys here because they really needed somebody to step up to the plate and throw out some smoke for them. All right, let's see. 1, 2. These guys are going to go 1, 2, 3. There you go. And no defensive fire, unfortunately. All right, this guy here, the CX, is going to move. He's going to spend 1 movement factor to go there. He's going to take a second movement factor to bypass this building hex. Go down this hex side, so that's a second movement factor. Third movement factor is to move into that hex. Any defensive fire? No defensive fire? Nope. All right. Fourth movement factor to go into that hex. And he loses his CX at the end of his move, so he's no longer CX'd. This unit will CX, and he will 1 movement factor to go there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He will be done. All right. These guys here, leader in the squad, they are going to, I'm going to just slide that, I'll move it back here in a second. I just want to slide that off. They are going to, yeah, there's no sense. They're just going to move there into that hex there. Again, they could defensive fire. Really no reason to, so no defensive fire at that point. All right, so that is the movement phase is done. Defensive fire phase. All right, so we're on to defensive fire here. Defensive fire. They didn't get to shoot a bullet yet. All right, when these guys move up adjacent, this guy will re-break. Right. So this unit right here for we can create. Yep. All right. So this guy's going to lose his concealment. Blink. And come out of his little shell here and say, aha! They're going to create a little fire group. And they're going to shoot at these units right here. Or shoot at this unit. No, they're going to kind of combine their firepower. So 8 firepower, shooting at the stone building, so it's +3, no other bonuses. They rolled an 8 + 3 is 11. That's nothing on the 8 column, so their final fire there. These guys are still broke. These guys here only have 1 target because everybody else is now running around the side of the mountain, or side of the hill. So, yeah, they got to take a shot. They're going to lose their concealment. And let's see, what do we have here? 8, 9 to 11, 12, 13, 14 firepower. What does that give us? We need 12. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we're going to have to put both guns in to get on the 12 column. Yep. All right, so 12 column. And it's going to be a, what kind of building? Stone building, so +3 to the dice. Leader, no modifier. And 1 for rate of fire. Try to remember all these things. Well, they rolled an 11. That is not going to do it for the Germans. So their final fire, that guy's broken. That is... That is not it. That is not it. Well, okay. Well, I gotta think. The German player, does he want to reveal where his gun is yet? Or does he want the American player guessing? I think he does. He won't reveal. All right. So that is defensive fire. Advancing fire. This is going to hurt. This is going to hurt the German player severely. Severely. So first thing first. These 2 units are going to... No, I'm sorry. These units back here see down the line and can see into this hex. So these units here are going to advance fire. The elite squads we already know are 5 apiece. They're half firepower, which is 3.5. But because they can assault fire, they have +1, so it makes it 4.5, and then you round up to 5. So 5 each for the elites. That's 10. -1 for the leader. +3 for the building. That's going to be +2 to the dice roll on the 8 column. So it's a 5 + 2 is 7. That's a 1 MC. These guys are already broken. They are going to DM because they've just taken an attack. But they do need to do the 1 MC as well. So, leader here is an 8. He rolls a 5 + 1 is 6, so he is fine. The squad is a 7. He rolls a 7 + 1 because it was a 1 MC, right? It was 1 MC. On the 8 column, yes, 1 MC. So he is going to casualty reduce. Can I do that? Let's see. Oh, let's see what this unit is. It is second line. They are going to become a half squad and break. And they're both going to be DM'd again. All right, so that was their advancing fire. These two units here are going to advance fire here. So that's 10 firepower again, plus 3 this time. 5 plus 3 is 8. On the 8 column is a normal morale check. So for this unit's a 7. He rolls a 6, he's okay. This unit here is 5 firepower, minus 2, plus 3, so it's a plus 1. He only has 5 firepower. Oh, he rolls a 4, which is possibility of activating the sniper. So 4 plus 1 is 5. It's a 1 MC on the 4 column, 1 MC. 1 MC. He rolls a 5. The first unit is a 7. He's fine. This unit is a 4. And he has been eliminated because that's a half squad. He fails. Constantly reduced. He's eliminated. But this guy made it through okay. And we have to see if that sniper activates. So 1 or 2 on the dice. We got a 4, so sniper did not activate. All right, so that I believe is all the. No, these guys here. That is 5 firepower, minus 1 for the leaner, plus 3 for the building, so it's a plus 2 on the 5 column, and nothing. Okay, so that is all of the advanced firing that needs to be taking place. All right, routes. So let's see. These guys can route. They don't have to route. They can route. I guess they can route there. This guy must route because he's adjacent to a known enemy unit. And he can do one of two things. He can either low crawl in this position and just stay, or he can run through there, be interdicted by this guy, make a morale check, and continue his route on, which I think is maybe what he's going to do. He's not going to low crawl. This guy is, oops, these guys here are within normal range and line of sight. There's no hindrances in between them, so you must make a morale check. Morale check. Oh, Jesus. He is casualty reduced. Squad. There we go. And then he will continue his route to here and then back there. All right. Any other routes? I think that's it for routes. Advanced phase. Yes. We have the advanced phase. Well, well, well. I am going to advance here. And then these guys are going to advance here. I mean, it's at this point, it's like they only have a couple units. All we have to do is get them to not make one attack, and these guys will completely blow these guys away. So unless this guy, with his 8 firepower, because it'll be double because he's adjacent, 8 firepower, unless he breaks both of these guys, this guy's going to get blown away to smithereens, unless he moves out of there. So the question is, these guys advanced up, these guys advanced up. This guy will advance up, this guy will advance up. Do these guys wish to advance is the question. No, I think they, Hmm. Well, they're in a tricky situation because they know the German player is going to have to come back here because these guys are just going to run around and run off the map board, and they can't see them because they're not on the edge. So these guys are going to have to route back so they can prevent these guys from coming back here. So if let's do a line of sight check. If they're here and they want to get back here, they got to come into this hex here, right? So if the American player assault move or advances into this hex right here, when these guys move back here, he'll have a clear line of sight at them. I believe that's going to be a clear line of sight. It's going to be close, but I think that's a clear line of sight, which forces the German player then to decide, does he route back or does he shoot at these guys? If he shoots at these guys and doesn't move, then, he's going to have to worry about these guys running off the hill. So, I mean, these guys in the big scheme of things, these guys mean absolutely very little to whether or not they're going to win the scenario. So, I mean, if they advance them here and they end up shooting them and killing them or whatever, it doesn't really matter. I think that is line of sight, though. Well, you know what? Thinking about it, the German player could, if he's smart, use bypass movement, go down this hex side right here, and bypass this building for one movement point, go in here for a second movement point, and then go in here for a third and fourth movement point. So he could get around that move by the American player. Still a great move by the American player, but and the other option is just advance right up next to him. Or just stay there. Yeah, he'll just stay there. I guess there's no reason to push onward and upward. If these guys route back, then he can move into these buildings. So, yeah, whatever. All right, so I think that is advance. No close combat. And we're on to the Allied Turn 4 coming up in the next episode. Thanks for watching, folks. See you guys next time.